and welcome to the Sub Hub podcast. I'm Dani Moreno.
And I'm EmKay Sullivan. And with us today, we have Christian Allen, who currently runs cross country and track for BYU, formerly of Weber State. And most importantly, is one of our newest members of the trail team. He's run 13:34 in the 5K and 28 low in the 10K. His team, BYU, got third at nationals in cross country this year. And in the trail world this summer, he won the Cirque Series Ultra race and got second to Sam Hendry, his trail team teammate, at Snowbird. So welcome, Christian Allen.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're just so excited to be introducing all the trail team members to the world, including yourself. And so let's start there. What made you interested in reaching out and applying to the trail team?
Yeah, I think originally, I've always just enjoyed the trails, and but someone kind of mentioned it to me, like, oh, like, have you seen this new trail like team thing that's going on? I was like, oh, that's interesting. No, I haven't. I ended up following it and just kind of coming in contact with some of the people that are like involved in the trail team and around the trail team, and just individuals that I've kind of raced with, like over the summer when I got to kind of step my foot into the trail scene a little bit. So I kind of saw that and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Like, I don't know like what it means, by any means. I'm kind of new to the trails in general, and then the trail team's kind of new to me, but I was like, sure, I'll just apply, see what happens. Like, I was like, I don't know if anything will happen, because I was originally kind of planning like a 2-year kind of college thing once I transferred to BYU. And now it's probably looking more like a 1-year thing, and so it just kind of made sense.
Cool. And so have you grown up trail running? Did you get into trail running kind of recently? Like, I know you started racing recently, but did you grow up training on trails, or did that kind of start when you moved to Utah?
Yeah, even like growing up in Utah, I really didn't trail run much. Like in high school, I went to Copper Hills in Utah high school that's just surrounded by roads. So I just ran roads all the time. And even like running was kind of like took a little for me to get into it, because I grew up playing soccer and other sports, and I really kind of transitioned midway through high school. And then once I went to Weber State is like super fortunate. I feel like I could be wrong, but probably one of like the only universities that I know of that like has the trails like right there. Like, we can run to the trails within like 0.3 miles. So like I was constantly on the trails there. And occasionally when I dealt with like some just kind of like staying healthy in general, my coach would be like, okay, like, we know you love the trails, like, let's just get after it. So I do like a trail workout, and then I do like a track workout. So instead of doing like 2 like threshold or tempo or, repeat kind of workouts, he'd kind of like be flexible with me. So I think that's really where I got into it, was just like on the off seasons and the occasion I had, I would just really jump into it on Ogden and whatnot. But yeah, so kind of more recent, but
Yeah, you guys have some really great trails out there. When BYU hosted regionals in 2021, I was still coaching. And so I was out there for that. And every morning I woke up at like the crack of dawn and was like, I got to run up all these mountains before we get to practicing.
That was me. Yeah. It was funny because I wasn't really big into Strava when I got to college, and I was like, oh, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, come on. And then finally I got it like a year into it. And then once I got Strava, like, it was probably not for the best at first, because I'd be like, oh, like, check out this cool segment. I was like, I want to go get this segment. And I was like, okay, like, and I think that's like where trail running really took off for me. I was like, I just want to get all these segments. And like you said, like, I go to somewhere like new on vacation, I'd be like, oh, this is not good. Like, I'm going to run too hard, too many days in a row or something. But yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool that your college coach was open to you, like, just saw that that's how you prospered, like, in running, like, that you enjoyed the trails and stuff, and was open to you trying those out. Because I definitely did not have that experience where I loved hills and stuff like that. I was like, no, you got to do the tempo, you got to do the threshold stuff. So that's really cool. And similarly with Strava too, I think that's pretty common. When I first get Strava, especially on the trails, you're like, oh, I can go crush this downhill, and then pretty much you're tired all the time. That's
right.
Yeah. Strava brings out the best and the worst in all of us, I think.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in a much better place now, but yeah. Starting. Everybody goes through that phase. Yeah. So it's really cool that you already found the Cirque Series. Like, how did you learn about that series?
Geez. I think maybe like my sister-in-law. So my wife that I married, her family's all like big runners. A lot of her siblings have ran in college as well. And so like I mean, they're all like post-college, like it's been a while, but like they like to run the trails as well. And my wife's from Orem. So like in Orem, there's a lot of like great trails over here too. So it was nice because like when we got married, like I'd come to Orem over the summer and train like away from Ogden, hit the trails up. But like one of my sister-in-law was like, yo, like, have you heard of these like races? Cause like, I think I just had some friends are like, oh, like your like Strava segments are like pretty crazy. You should try racing. I was like, I don't know. Like, I guess so. But I ended up like racing, like the first one I did 2 years ago. I went into like a little pre-run on it and I like ran like decent. I was like just a moderate effort, but I was like, okay, like I just can't go out too fast. I'm going to go into like oxygen debt being like this high up. I know it hurts. And like, that's like exactly what happened. Like we like started the gun and just like, I got so lactic so quick, but like it was fun, like just jumping into it. And really, I think that's just kind of where it took off, just through family. They're like, oh, try it out.
That's really cool. So you've done a couple Cirque Series races. You said did you do like a 20K somewhere in Utah also?
Oh yeah. I did a 30K just at the end of indoor season.
Okay. So
it was like a little, yeah, it was a little long, but it was fun.
Yeah. So are there any like specific distances that you're interested in getting into, or are you going to kind of stick to that like classic mountain, shorter course style?
I think 50K and below. I think I could probably like run 50 miles, but like, I don't know. I don't want to quite yet. I feel like I still got some snap in my legs, so I'll just kind of stay to the shorter stuff for now.
We get it.
We totally. Yeah, I think that's probably been the most refreshing, for lack of a better word, with everyone that we've talked to in the trail team, is that I feel like it's a little bit more baked in, that the approach is like, while you still got the speed in quotes, right? Mm-hmm. Use it. Whereas I feel like even just 5 years ago in the sport of trail running, it was like, okay, but now you're going to run 50 miles. Now you're going to run 100 miles, right? Like, why wouldn't you use that speed for longer stuff? But I just love how it's like so exciting that you guys want to use it for like those 1 to maybe like 3 hour races.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. It'll be fun to even try. I got like a 50K marked up, and who knows how that will go. Cause I think, as you guys probably know, there's a lot more like fueling that goes into it. But it'll be fun to try some of those, but I think I'll kind of stick to more of like the Golden Trail Series distances, which are like around 26K. Is that right? Something like that. So
yeah. Give or take.
Yeah.
So what 50K are you signed up for?
I'm doing the Speedgo, so it should be.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm jumping right into the pool. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you're going straight into like one of the longer 50Ks that you could possibly choose.
Yeah, there's awesome. Not a lot of super competitive ones around here in Utah, but since it's close, it's like, guess I'll just jump into the deep end and see how it goes.
That's a good one too, because there's a lot of history there, and like,
yeah,
it'll be a little more different this year because of the snowpack and stuff like that, I'm sure, with the times, but at least you could kind of see like how you're compared to like Jim Walmsley or Jared Hazen, et cetera, because there's so many big names that have ran that race in the past.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's just, I love Little Cottonwood, Big Cottonwood, all those kind of canyons over there. And so it'll be fun to kind of explore a little bit more and just be on the trails up there.
Yeah. And you can even go out and do some training runs before.
Yeah, that'll be real nice.
So are you like an uphill or downhill person, do you think? Or
I think I'm uphill. Yeah, I don't know. I think Sam was a little tired when we raced, but like I was feeling pretty good on the uphill, and I thought I had like the dub in the bag. And then like all of a sudden, like my coach was just like, just don't break your ankle. I was like, okay. And I felt like I was going pretty fast downhill. And then I like hear someone behind me. I was like, dude, was that camera guy chasing after me to take pictures? And like I turn over, I was like, what the freak? And like Sam comes blowing past me. I was like, dude, this guy's a madman. Like he like blew past me, not on the trail. Like the trail was pretty gnarly as it was. And I was like, this guy's gonna break his ankle or something. But he just blew past me. I didn't catch him. So I think I definitely got to work on the downhill a little bit, but I prefer the uphill. That's kind of the stuff I like to do, I guess.
I think that's like a classic track kid thing to be like, oh my God, I'm going to break my ankles. Like he's going to be so pissed. And I'll say that the further away that you get from your collegiate career, you'll get a little more sendy every year.
Oh, I'm
If
sure.
I break my ankle, maybe it won't be so bad now. At least
Yeah, I've
nobody's
seen
yelling
some
at me, but
videos. It's funny just seeing the videos of like pros run. I'm like, dude, those guys are like crazy. They're like, I'm not gonna get hurt on the steeple barriers anymore. I might as well just like huck it down a mountain or something, you know.
might as well huck it down a mountain. That should be everybody's philosophy. I like that.
Natural progression in the sport.
Yeah.
Fastest way down is just to huck yourself, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So do you mind sharing the rest of your schedule with us?
Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 Cirque Series. I'm super tight with like just the founder of it. I really like him and like his fun races, and they're local, so it works out nice. So I'm gonna do. Let me pull it up. I'm not super great with like which ones are which, but it'll be interesting, like you said, with just like all the snow that's gonna be around. So might make it a little crazy, but so I'm gonna do.
Say it down instead of break your ankle, you know?
Yeah, there you go. You can't even worry about that. I'm going to do the Cirque Series, the Snowbird on July 1st, and I'll do the Speed Goat on July 21st, and then the Alta Cirque Series on August 19th, and then Pikes Peak Ascent on September 16th. And then I'm going to do the Moab USATF marathon, but I think I heard from someone it's the half marathon this year. I don't really know. On November 5th. And then I think I'm going to try going to the Mammoth Lakes 26K as well. Nice. So that's on September 22nd. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm planning. I don't know, like a lot of these like out of state races, like obviously like are going to be different, and I can't, excuse me, obviously like check out the courses as much, but the trail team, I think, just talking to Andy and whatnot, said I think he'll kind of give us some more guidance, and so that'll be helpful. But
that's awesome. You have a really good mix in there of terrain, which is nice with Moab and the Eastern Sierra, and then having the races in Utah. And it is the half marathon this year because Breakneck is the marathon championships. So are you planning to finish, I guess, when are you expecting your track season to be done, or do you have?
Yeah, so that's what I'm a little worried about, because I'm planning to try to go to nationals, and that will end like the first or second week of June. So I'll have to kind of get my trail legs into shape real quick, but we'll see. I'm a little worried about the 50K just because I'm going to have to get on my feet a lot, but I'll get like 5 or so weeks and we'll just kind of see how things go.
Are you kind of like a high mileage athlete in terms of training already, or are you lower and cross train a little bit?
I'm about 92 of 110, but okay. I train in just 6 days a week. So I could probably get a little bit more, but in 6 days, I'm about 90 to 110.
I just asked because that's a lot of mileage. So I think you'll probably be fine with like a pretty short buildup just with your background. But yeah, that's exciting. That sounds like a really fun schedule.
It should be fun. I'm excited. It's just fun to kind of try a few more things.
Yeah, no, it's I'm excited to watch and follow along. And with Speedgoat too, like I'm sure you can always go down if you feel like you don't have enough time to get ready for the 50K. There's also a 23K, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw that.
Cool. Well, before we wrap up, I'm just curious, are you going to have like a coach for trails, or are you going to try and figure it out on your own?
I think I'll kind of go by myself, just kind of check things out. And I'm sure it's nice to have like Andy and the trail team, because they're, I think, going to be great with mentorship. And that's like my biggest, like, I guess, worry, or just trying to figure out like how to fuel or like what to do. Cause like, I mean, the 30K I ran, it was like almost 20 miles, but like, I didn't carry anything on me. I just picked up like a water cup from 2 different stations. And I guess I had like a gel on, or 2 gels on me, but like obviously like a 50K, I'm probably gonna need to carry like a vest and do more like that. So it'd be great to kind of get their ideas of like what I should do and experiment myself. But I think for the most part, I'll just kind of see how I like it myself. But
yeah, Peterman's run Speedgoat, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So you've got somebody who's done the race in your back pocket.
Yeah. It's fun too, because we got like some other local people. Obviously I can reach out to that ran it and ran pretty competitive and whatnot, but it'll be fun just to kind of get some feedback from a few of them.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to hang out with us for a little bit. And do you have any like last minute shout outs, throw your Strava name in there, your Instagram name, whatever you want.
They're both pretty easy. Mine's just CK1, the runner, all letters. Everyone always goes CK and then the number 1, but maybe I should just change it. It'll be a lot easier. Everyone's like, what's your name? C-Cone, the runner or what? I'm like, yeah, let's just go with that. But yeah, that's just me on Strava and Instagram. And shout out to my coach Tally at Weber. He was the man that raised me, and I'm grateful for him. So
that's awesome.
Absolutely. Well,
thanks again for listening to the Sub Hub podcast brought to you by Free Trail.